Hello, Transurfer and the Transurfing Curious. My name is Renee Garcia, and I am here to talk to you about emotions. Remember to like this video and comment below. My world is taking care of me to enter my daily giveaway for some of my reprogramming stickers and the teachable course, Reality 2.0, down below. Check it out, y'all. So emotions, I'm going to get right into it. I have had so many questions from people. Well, am I just never supposed to feel happiness again because it's too much excess potential? Or I feel anger sometimes. Does that mean I'm not transurfing? Or now that I've found transurfing, what does that mean? That I'm just supposed to squash all of my emotions and suppress them? Absolutely not. The cool thing about reality transurfing is transurfing leads you to become more of yourself, more you, not less you. You don't want to try to stop doing something that is in your nature to do. You don't want to change yourself. You want to become the better version of yourself. So any emotions that you have, and let's go over them quickly. These are the basic human emotions, right? Happiness, anticipation, surprise, sadness, anger, fear, loneliness, jealousy, disgust. These are naturally occurring emotions, naturally occurring states that are embedded in our instinct, right? There is no way in hell that anyone, unless they're heavily medicated, or maybe you know somebody like my brother. My brother, very middle of the road kind of guy, right? He's never extremely up, extremely happy. He's also never depressed. His emotional level is very, very, very steady. But most people feel these things, and I definitely don't think transurfing wants you to ever stop feeling your emotions. That being said, the key here is to understand where the emotion is coming from and to understand the repercussion of getting lost in whatever emotional state you find yourself in and making decisions based off that emotional state. This is where, as human beings, we get ourselves into trouble. So if you look at the basic breakdown of what the human emotions are from the transurfing perspective, I've categorized them into two categories. So happiness, anticipation, surprise. We all feel these things, right? We're happy, things are going our way, we've caught the wave of success, we're feeling fulfilled, we got the job we want, we got the partner we wanted. We feel happiness about it, right? Anticipation. This is you feeling excitement for something that has yet to actually materialize. And then surprise, you being surprised by something that's materialized suddenly. So most of these emotions, well, all these emotions, how I see it is you have the propensity as a human to build excess potential from these places. So if you're feeling happiness right now, like let's say again, everything's going really, really well for you and you feel a really tremendous, amount of happiness and positive emotions, you can actually build excess potential there by assuming that that is going to be the way that things are going to stay, right? That's your new mode of operation, and kind of like in a way take it for granted. I know for me in the past, I've had a pretty substantial amount of happiness and then something happens, right? Balancing forces, because I had excess potential about that happiness, come in, sweep in, balance out that energetic field that I've created that's imbalanced, and sort of, slap me back. And then I'm like, wait a second, I was so happy. What happened? Well, what happened was I let my happiness create excess potential and balancing forces came in. Same with anticipation. This is a huge one. Anyone feeling a sense of anticipation in their life for something. Let's say you're looking forward to a job that you might get, or you think somebody's going to propose to you, or you think you're going to be able to go on some kind of fancy vacation or whatever, but it's not solid yet. What you're doing is you are putting yourself up energetically, okay, with the hope that reality, that version of reality does in fact materialize. And if it does not, you are going to have to reconcile this space and go back down, because we cannot just live in a constant state of anticipation. That's not how it works. So again, this has to do with importance levels, excess potential, and balancing forces. So anytime you're feeling a sense of anticipation in your reality, stop yourself. I see myself. I see my reality. Am I building excess potential? And if you are, how can you balance that out yourself before balancing forces come in and do it for you, which is never, ever, ever, ever pleasant. Okay, so again, anytime you're feeling any of these, the idea here is ask yourself, am I building excess potential? I see myself, I see my reality, and how can I balance out these emotions on my own without inviting in balancing forces to do the job for, do the job. So how you can do that quickly: anticipation. The negative slide is a big one. If you haven't watched that video, I would highly suggest it. If you're anticipating a job or a proposal from someone, play your negative slide that you don't get it, and live in that reality for a brief moment to know that if you don't, it absolutely will be okay. Same with happiness. I'm happy right now. I'm super happy right now, but I know that something could happen tomorrow that could balance out that happiness and send me back to a more quote unquote normal state of being, not an elevated state of happiness, right? So I assume all the variations of the spectrum are possible. I don't bank that, oh, I'm happy now and I'm going to be happy forever. Okay, getting to these ones, and these ones are more danger zone emotions, right? Sadness, anger, fear, loneliness, jealousy, disgust. These are the emotions that induced transitions are made of, right? If you go into one of these states, jealousy, disgust, loneliness, fear, anger, sadness, most likely, if you do not catch yourself, I see myself, and I see my reality, you are going to not only be led into an induced transition by one of these emotions, most likely, if you're there for an extended period of time, you are going to make decisions based on these emotions. The big one here is fear. Lots of people make big decisions based on fear. Lots of people make big decisions based on loneliness. This is you hooking up with someone that isn't intended for you, right? Because you are lonely. So how I like to see it for myself is, if I feel any of these emotions, let's say I get angry, or let's say I feel jealousy, I stop myself. First of all, I see myself, I see my reality. This is always the biggest step, right? Acknowledge the emotional state that you find yourself in first. Stop yourself and say, I feel sadness. I am angry. I am scared. I feel fear. This is you waking up in the moment and acknowledging which emotional state you're tapped into, and then you can do the work after that. What pendulum? Because I guarantee you 100% without a doubt, if you are feeling any of this stuff, a pendulum is involved. Let's take the media, for example. You are feeling good, you're having a good day, and you come home and you plop down on your couch and you turn the news on, which is crazy right now, right? And then within moments, you're probably feeling sadness, anger, fear, loneliness, disgust, right? The pendulum just got you. It absolutely hooked you. And again, if you do not stop yourself, I see myself, I see my reality. What pendulum is involved here? I feel this way, right? Acknowledge it, call it out, and then you can assume your state that you're trying to cultivate for yourself, which is the transurfing state. Not letting things hook you, not letting pendulums take you for a ride, not letting yourself make decisions based on emotions pendulums have hooked you by, right? Again, same for these. You do not want to make decisions. I mean, I guess it's okay to make a decision based on happiness, but don't be careless. Understand that emotions are natural. Okay, emotions are absolutely natural. Transurfing does not advise you to ever suppress any emotions. Just understand with awareness why you're feeling that way, why you're in that state, and what you can do to maintain clarity and not act based on your emotional state. Always act from a place of awareness. I see myself and I see my reality. So remember to like the video and comment below. My world is taking care of me to enter my daily giveaway. And let me know what you think of my emotional talk, y'all. Thanks so much for watching my video and have a good one. Bye.